Hi everyone! Hi everyone! Today I think I shall do a video about the Imac fantasy cage. So as you can see, it's an Imac Love Your Pet and made in Italy. Sorry, I'm using my iPod today. Just so it uploads a little bit quicker because my camera's quite a fancy camera and yeah, the videos aren't really uploading directly to YouTube, so it's taken me like about a day to upload an entire video. So anyway, back to the cage tour. This is the Imac Fantasy cage. As far as I know, in the UK, you can only buy it online. Obviously, kind of shop around. I got the expansions from viovet.com. Don't quote me on that, but I'll look up the websites and put them in the description box. And I bought the actual cage, gosh, I think I maybe got it from Equine Canine Feline, but again, I'll look that up and I'll put in the description box where I got it from. It's also worth looking on eBay because they come up sometimes, and I'm considering actually selling one of the expansions myself because it's a robo hamster I've got. So yeah, as you can see, the cage is actually built for dwarf hamsters. It's not built for Syrians, although I see many people have it for Syrians. I understand why, because it's got many levels, but if you only bought the cage without expansions, it's not really big enough for a Syrian. As you can see, the spacing of the bar is very narrow. That's why it's made for dwarf hamsters. And again, the tubes are quite narrow, but they do have these, you see where the big green thing in the middle is, that's actually, you can take that out and make it a hole, so obviously Syrians can go down through there, but you'd have to fashion some kind of ladder, I suppose. So that out of the way, yeah, it's a dwarf hamster cage. The spacing of the bars are narrow, the tubes are narrow, and it comes with a small food bowl, which I don't actually have in, it's just a small silver plastic one. And it comes with a wheel that you attach to the cage, which is also a dwarf hamster wheel. So anyway, this is my cage. Sorry, I can't get back far enough. I was trying to get some natural light in through the door. So I have the bottom level, I have one more cage expansion, a second cage expansion, and then the top level is fully enclosed. And I have to say that Noodle himself, the robo hamster, is down the bottom. I think he's definitely ventured up as far as there because the sand has been disturbed. But I was keeping him in a smaller cage while I tried to tame him, because it's quite difficult to get a hamster out of this cage if they're not tame. So I think I would take that into consideration if you're buying this cage, that apart from probably Syrians, it's quite difficult to tame a dwarf hamster from this cage, because basically the doors are this size and you're putting your hand in and obviously a hamster is just going to run away. And I've also tried taking off a level, but the robo hamster is so skittish that he climbs out. So anyway, yesterday he was in a smaller cage. I went to put him in this one and he escaped from me because, as you all know, he was abandoned on my doorstep, and I guess he's been traumatised in some way because I haven't been able to tame him at all. I can't catch him, anything. So I've made his cage as exciting as possible. Lots of tubes and tunnels, because if I'm not going to be able to tame him, he's not going to be coming out of his cage much. It's just not possible, because it took me 5 hours yesterday to catch him and put him back in. So I can't really be doing that every time I want to speak to the hamster. So unfortunately, this poor boy has actually been sort of traumatised beyond, but I'll keep trying and I'll let you know how I get on with that. It's just not possible to catch him. Luckily he doesn't bite or anything, so he may eventually come round, but yeah, that's how it's going to be with Noodle, I'm afraid. And I don't need any tips on taming. I know how to tame and things like this and all the different methods. It's just possibly not going to happen with him, but that's okay, he's got an amazing cage. So this is the bottom level and it's orange, and he has his own house in there, as you see, and he's got a green tunnel, a hamster potty, which again he's not trained to use, his food bowl up the back, a water bottle down the bottom, and this sort of thing to play on. And I've popped in one of the small rolly hamster wheels, and that's the size for dwarf hamsters. I had it in an old cage. So he's got a wheel down on the bottom level, and the next level up he's actually taken up one of, as you can see, one of the Supreme Science pellets, and he's got his sand thingamabobber in the corner, so I'm assuming he's used it because it's been disturbed. And again the tunnel back up. Nothing exciting on there. There's a jingly ball as well because he does like to roll that around. Then on this level it's just kind of his natural level, and he's got the hamster fiddlesticks, a tunnel that he can chew on and run through and go through the holes. He's got his flying saucer up there and another water bottle. And on another note, my flying saucer is no longer silent, so I guess the more that a hamster's ran on it, the less silent it becomes, which is a bit disappointing. And then up to the top level, which I'm pretty sure he hasn't been in since I put him in yesterday, but he should be tired after a 5-hour escape. He's got another food bowl, in case he sleeps up here, so he's got food, the corner potty, a mineral chew that I got at Christmas, so it had like pieces of cinnamon in it. And then he's got another bed there that he hasn't been in. So that's basically what my Imac fantasy looks like. And I really like the cage, but as I've said, taming a hamster in this cage is just quite difficult. Unless it's a Syrian, the dwarf hamster would be quite difficult to get out unless you took the levels off. That's just my opinion. Maybe other people have other experiences, and that's fine. Unfortunately, Noodle perhaps won't ever be tamed, so I'll be spending my time making this as fun as possible for him. So that's what it looks like. I can't really get far enough back to give you an overview, but there, it's huge for a dwarf hamster. But yeah, I hope you liked that tour, and if there's anything else you want to know about the cage or Noodle, anything like that, just let me know and I'll get back to you. Bye!